You are watching the Tuesday edition of Platinum Northwest TV News. Good evening and thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Philadelphia Mangoeng. Let's take a look now at the leading top stories. First up, bail hearing has been postponed for a father who's been accused of sexual assault of his two daughters, and a 26-year-old accused of murder makes his first appearance in court. In the business news, airports company South Africa fortifies fuel security amid energy challenges. And in the sports news, Mlambo questions the stability of Orlando Pirates' new star for Patrick Maswanganyi. We begin here. Please note that the following story contains strong language and opinions that may be considered provocative or controversial. The bail application for a 47-year-old man accused of sexually assaulting his two young daughters was postponed today until September the 3rd in the Orkney Magistrates Court. This after his lawyer raised concerns that he had not received court-ordered medical attention. The accused appeared in court about a week ago requesting medical treatment, which the magistrate approved and instructed the police to provide. The case was subsequently postponed to accommodate the potential submission of a formal bail application at the aforementioned date. Now, members of the ANC Women's League protested outside the courthouse, demonstrating their strong opposition to the possibility of the accused being granted bail. Community members who were present at today's hearing expressed disappointment about the delay. Let's take a look.
Lenna ke emong wa batho ba ileng hore ke supporto for lelapa le nang le bothata le fumaneng bothata. Ke le mpho ha ke utlwisise le nna hore ebe case ena na e ntse isiwa hodimo le tlase e sena mo e khutlang teng. Ene le taba e ya hore batho ba ne ba re se hodimo le tlase ha ya re tshwara hantle haholo jwang hobane lelapa le lona ha lena phomolo moyeng wa bona, ha ba robala bosiu, ha ba je. So le rona re le community kaofela re utlwile bohloko ke taba eo e etsahetseng ya ntate o a robala le bana ba hae. Ha e keta e bentse ya hodimo le tlase. Jwana ne ke etsa kopo ya hore e ka re e ka fela ho tsebahale hore na e ya kae. Re tlohele nna re tla hangata fela monana. Magistrate a tlohele nna a postpone ha etse keto ho tsebahale hore na motho wa dula mo diseleng o dulela molato a o yentseng kapa jwang. Ene ha ile beili rona ha re rate ha re batle e ka dulela fotho ba ntho e yentseng e condemnile le bana no yena se ba tshaba motho wa ntate ha ba sa phuthuluwa. Ene le sekolong o ntse tla ba le bothata mo kelelong tsa bana. Jwale ke a leboha e ka re molao o ka phethahatswe.
In other news, on Monday, community members and activists gathered outside the Themba Magistrates Court to stage a protest demanding justice for 20-year-old Kgaogelo Marota, who was allegedly murdered by her ex-boyfriend last Thursday. After the incident, the accused 26-year-old Lazarus Antonio then posted a video on social media purportedly confessing to the murder. NPA regional spokesperson of the Gauteng division, Lumka Mahanjana, shared more on these details.
A Portuguese national, Lazarus Antonio, appeared briefly at the Themba Magistrates Court. He is facing a charge of murder for killing his 20-year-old ex-girlfriend and facing another charge of attempted murder for attempting to kill his current girlfriend. It is alleged that in the early hours of the 21st of August 2025, the accused went to Dubai Tavern, where he stabbed and killed his girlfriend and then proceeded to go home, where he attempted to kill his current girlfriend. He was then arrested by the police the following day. In court, the case was postponed to the 5th of September for a formal bail application.
In more news, the Russian embassy in South Africa has acknowledged raising concerns of human trafficking surrounding the Alabuga Start program promoted by some social media influencers in South Africa. This follows a report from Bloomberg News, which revealed that various Russian companies, one of which faces allegation of deceiving young women into employment at a military drone production facility, are actively targeting South Africa for labor recruitment. Now, the Russian embassy in South Africa acknowledged the concern in a statement and said that it has no verified information other than that distributed through certain biased sources. Clayson Monyela, the head of public diplomacy at the Department of International Relations and Cooperation, has urged the public to warn young people, particularly girls, to verify foreign employment opportunities through the department. DIRCO has also confirmed investigations are underway into the Russian Alabuga Start program. Moving on to continental news now, Botswana has declared a public health emergency, with President Duma Boko saying that the national medical supply chain collapsed due to depleted government coffers and steep cuts in aid from the United States. The Botswana president made the announcement in a televised address on Monday, setting out a multi-million-dollar plan to rectify the supply chain involving military oversight. Let's take a look.
By the powers vested in me by Section 17, subsection 1 of the Constitution of this Republic, I hereby declare a state of public health emergency, granting me the necessary powers to make decisions quickly to address the immediate medical needs of the nation. In addition to this declaration, I hereby set aside Clause 34, subclause 3, A and B of the Retirement Fund Act 2022 to enable the establishment of the Health First Botswana Partnership, a 5 billion Pula fund to which the Botswana Development Corporation shall invest the initial sum of 100 million. The purpose of the fund is to facilitate strategic procurement of healthcare supplies to adequately support the public health system's needs, to align procurement activities with the Ministry of Health's comprehensive plan to ensure timely delivery of medicines, consumables, hospital machinery, and spare parts.
Now, as part of the military's distribution efforts, the first trucks loaded with life-saving medicines and health products have been sent to remote areas across the country. And with that, let's take a look now at the business news. In the business news, Airports Company South Africa is strengthening its fuel security amid the country's continued energy issues, with CEO Mpumi Mpofu warning that South Africa's strong reliance on fuel imports posed a risk to airports operations. Speaking at the release of ACSA's financial results for the year ended March 2025, Mpofu on Monday said that the company had ramped up its jet fuel storage capacity to safeguard against supply disruptions.
South Africa is now extremely dependent on imports on fuel, more than it ever has been in the past. So when there's service disruptions around that import chain, it impacts on us. We normally say the only sin we have as Airports Company South Africa is that we're the biggest consumer at 3.5 million liters a day. That's our sin. 3.5 per day. That's what we consume. And if the market cannot supply us 3.5 million liters a day, that is what you see as disruption. But in essence, we work together with all the stakeholders at every level to ensure that South Africa will have and continue to have enough fuel that is secure as well.
And that's all from the business news. Your sports follows next. In In soccer news, former Orlando Pirates midfielder Mlambo has weighed in on the Patrick Tito Maswanganyi situation at the Soweto Giants. Maswanganyi was abruptly subbed in the first half of the MTN 8 semi-final against Mamelodi Sundowns over the weekend. With the host Sundowns leading 1-0 and 2-1 aggregate over the two-legged clash, Maswanganyi was whipped off 6 minutes before half-time on Saturday. The move paid off with Bandile Shandu coming on and allowing Pirates to change their attacking approach. In the game, they would go on to win on penalties. Moving on to women's cricket now, former South African skipper Dane van Niekerk announces a return back from retirement as the team gears up for the training camp ahead of the Cricket World Cup. Now, the South African stalwart and former captain has been included in a 20-member squad to participate in the home camp as they undergo preparations. Van Niekerk said that the time away has reminded her just how much she missed representing her country on an international stage. The national training camp commenced yesterday in Durban and will continue through September. Following the completion of the camp, South Africa will then travel to Pakistan for the 3-match ODI series starting on the 16th of September, their final assignment ahead of the Cricket World Cup in India and Sri Lanka. And that's where we're going to have to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back again tomorrow evening. Till then, good night and take care.